Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuronmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Vishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Today I'll try to describe a pastime from Srimad Bhagavatam which happened in 4th Manvantara. That Manvantara is called as Tamasa Manvantara. Start of this entire description is so beautiful. The scene of that entire place is described. There was a huge mountain named Trikuta, obviously not in Bhuloka, not the celestial planet. The height of that mountain, the length and the breadth or width, all of that is described as 10,000 yojanas. 1 yojana is 8 miles. So 80,000 miles. So that was the size of that entire mountain. More details. There are 3 principal peaks of this mountain. One is gold, another one is silver, and the third one is iron. And all 3 are shining beautifully, very beautiful. And there are many other peaks also, made up of various different jewels. Jewels and stones and other things are okay, but the actual beauty comes from the trees and the animals. They are filled with all these wonderful entities. And the best part is, this mountain is there in the middle of the Milk Ocean. Now, this Milk Ocean is not the Dhruloka Milk Ocean, where Lord Shirodaksha Vishnu resides. This is a different Milk Ocean. And the waves of that Milk Ocean, when they touch the mountain, they're getting a lot of emeralds there. Therefore, the foot of the entire mountain is filled with emeralds. Very, very green and shiny. There are many valleys also. If the peaks are there, then valleys will also be there. So there are many valleys. And in those valleys, many beautiful animals where they reside. There are many wonderful trees, celestial trees, and very, very sweet chirping birds, making the entire atmosphere very, very beautiful. And since this place is so beautiful, celestial beings take interest to come there and play, have their sports. Gandharvas and Apsaras, Vidyadharas, all of them, they come. Only human beings not allowed. Only we entities are not allowed there. Many waterfalls, many lakes, many ponds, many rivers. And these beaches, obviously they have sand. But these sand particles are very special because they are all made up of gems. They're not some ordinary sand particles. Sometimes we come across some videos where they say meditation music. And in that, they just have waterfall music. Nothing else. They've recorded somewhere and they keep repeating that again and again. But here, the actual waterfalls were there. It's all so quiet. And that sound of waterfall is so amazing, so enchanting for everyone there. And all these denizens, when they take bath in the lake, in the river, their bodies are naturally fragrant. And since they take bath, so the water becomes fragrant. And the breeze takes that fragrance and fills the entire atmosphere with that fragrance. I was wondering, look at our bodies. How much we have to rub this body with soap and this and that to cleanse it. And then many people also use some puss to make it more fragrant. Yes. But even after that, just see, if we don't take bath for a day or so, how stinky we will be. We'll stink so much. Therefore, it is described when it comes to human beings, we are the dirty people. Celestial beings are okay. Even asuras are okay, it seems. In the pastime of Samudra Manthan, where Mohini, she is walking, the avatar of Lord Vishnu, she is walking. And the Asuras, they come. Now those Asuras, they have this mood, somehow I want to enjoy this lady. So beautiful this lady is. I want to enjoy this lady. So all of them, they're fighting amongst themselves. So they have this question. Do you belong to the class of Asuras? Or do you belong to the class of Devatas? For sure, you don't belong to the class of Manavas. Because according to them, beautiful people come only in the two categories of Asuras or Devatas, not in the category of Manavas. But still, many times, we see, even when we have this filthy body, still there is so much of pride. I am something. I am something. Yes, I am something. Maybe a pile of dirt. Therefore, when we read more and more about these personalities in the higher planetary system, then we realize, "Hey, Baba, main to kahin nahi hu. I'm nowhere. And still, what's the need of this pride? Ghamand ki kya zarurat?" Naturally, that peak of pride that is shattered into powder. Therefore, these descriptions are very beautifully given in the Vedic scripture, especially Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, Shukadeva Goswami, very amazingly, emphatically, is describing one valley in that Trikuta Parvat. And this valley has got a very special garden called Ritumat Garden. Now, this Ritumat, Ritu means seasons. So, Ritumat basically means all the seasons manifest at the same time to give pleasure to all the residents there or visitors, the guests. And it is described very beautifully that this garden belongs to Varuna, a devotee of the Lord. Again, many celestial beings, they would come there to sport and have nice time. All seasons, fruits and flowers were available all the time. That was the beauty of that place. Yes. Someone might say in Bangalore also it's available. That's all medicine and this and that put and somehow it has grown. And here we have natural ones. And it's described that the entire garden was so beautiful. And that garden was beautified more by one entity. There's a huge lake. A huge lake. And this lake was beautified by golden lotus flowers. Now the garden is beautiful, the lake is beautiful, and in that there are golden lotus flowers. There are lilies and various other fragrant flowers. And again, when the breeze flows, it picks up all that fragrance and it just scatters it all around. And the entire place is very fragrant, very, very attractive. And since the place is so nice, so many birds in mode of goodness, they are there around chirping. They're filling that entire place with melodious sounds of their chirp. After describing all this, Shukadeva Goswami, the narrator of Srimad Bhagavatam, he describes a hero who enters this place. A huge elephant, he enters this place. And his name is Gajendra. So Gajendra is walking. Gaja Indra, the king among elephants. Gaja means elephants, Indra means king. The king among elephants, he entered. He entered the mountain areas of Trikuta. He was walking around. He was so heavy that when he would walk, it was feeling as if Trikuta mountain is vibrating, shaking. And he was not alone. His friends were there. His wives were there, not one, many. And many kids were there. So Gajendra is moving ahead. His friends are following, his wives are following him, his kids are also following. All the baby elephants. And see, when the personality is so strong, he has to prove his strength. And especially when all his wives are around and kids are around, to show them, look at your papa, look at your husband. You know what Gajendra was doing? With his trunk, he would just take whatever trees are there around. He will just catch them, uproot them and throw them. Look at my prowess. And specifically, he would uproot the trees and get the fruits from that. He would eat and feed all the wives and kids. Very responsible husband and father looks like. Taking care of all of them. But then, when he was walking, looks like elephants have some liquid that flows from the mouth. And it has some fragrance also, it seems. So that fragrance was spreading around. And since the fragrance was coming from the mouth of Gajendra, and everyone knew how ferocious this entity is, all the other elephants who are not part of this group, lions and tigers and all the other ferocious animals, they were running around. They were running, fleeing from that place. Oh, Gajendra is coming, leave. Gajendra is coming. But there was all chutku animals around, like rabbits, porcupines, all of them. All of them, they were sustaining their life by the mercy of Gajendra. So they were not very fearful. They were just going around. But none of them came in front of Gajendra. Just out of respect. No, we'll not go in front. Such a great personality. I'm not qualified. That was the mood. Now, since Gajendra was going around by Lord's arrangement, he felt very, very thirsty. He was perspiring. A lot of fatigue was there. And the breeze was flowing from one place, a garden, and that garden's name was Iritumath. From that garden, specifically from a lake, where there were golden lotus flowers, from there the breeze was flowing. And when Gajendra was smelling that, naturally was driven to that place. He and his entire group of elephants, he went there and he saw, wow, such a wonderful lake. He immediately entered the lake. And there, Gajendra, he started drinking water. He took bath, he started drinking water. Now this water is flavored water, lotus flavor and lily flavor or whatever. Very, very fragrant. Specifically, Shukadeva Goswami is saying, the water was cold, the water was nectarian, and therefore Gajendra was drinking the water and quenching his thirst. All the fatigue gone. Now Gajendra started thinking, Arey, mere biwi bachche bhi hai. He started telling them, you also drink water. And then what he started doing is, he started sucking the water from his trunk, using his trunk, and splashing at all the other female elephants and all the kids of his. Completely absorbed. Koi tension nahi life mein. Wow. It's like amazing enjoyment going on in the waters. Obviously that was a picnic spot. And here is a family. It was summer and maybe a vacation. And all of them are there together. Now at this point, Shukadeva Goswami, he brings in a very, very important funda. Because elephants are enjoying and how human beings can connect. So now Shukadeva Goswami connects Gajendra's situation to the situation of human beings. And he says one very, very nice thing. Sa pushkareno drita shikarambuphir nipayayan samsnapayan yathagrihi grini kareno karabhamscha durmado nachashtakrichram kripano jamayaya. So here it is said, Yatha Kripano Grihi. Gajendra was behaving like that person who is devoid of spiritual knowledge. Hear carefully. Grini, too attached to his family members. Karenu Karabhamscha Nipayayan Samsnapayan. And what was he doing? He was taking water. He was throwing it on his wives. He was taking water, throwing it on his kids. Why all this is describing? Shukadeva Goswami specifically is describing, and he is saying that Gajendra is behaving like a person who is devoid of spiritual knowledge. Because Nachashtakrichram, he was endeavoring, but he was not considering that endeavor to be very great. He was thinking, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what is my duty. I'm supposed to take care of all of them. And Gajendra, unfortunately, forgot that whenever there's a happy moment, there's something else also that will come to spoil it. In Srimad Bhagavatam, again and again it is mentioned, the way we don't invite distress, there's no need to hanker for happiness. It will come. It will come. Based on one's karma, it will come. I'm sure everyone sitting here, you're very experienced here in this material world. You spent many, many years. Yes. And all of us, we have wonderful experiences. Yes. Wonderful experiences. Things are going very smooth, and people say also, how are you? Fine, absolutely fine. Everything is smooth, stable. And suddenly after that dialogue, there's a spike that comes in life. Maybe an upper spike or a lower spike. You can decide what is that. A spike. And everything gets disturbed. And to settle, again, it takes some time. And it settles. And the best part in our life is when things settle, we are in so much of illusion by the potency of Krishna's Maya. We think abhi koi tension nahi life, sab set ho gaya. Everything is set. And this was the case of Gajendra. Gajendra has gone into a lake and he is not knowing. He is the king of the jungle. But there was another king in the lake. And that was a crocodile. And since Gajendra was enjoying so wonderfully, crocodile comes there, huge crocodile. You can imagine, Gajendra is so huge. This huge crocodile comes, and this crocodile, it catches the feet of Gajendra. Very tight, very tight. And see, Gajendra, he was thinking, I am Gajendra. I'm so strong. What is this crocodile? He started fighting with the crocodile. Initially, there was no fight. Initially, he was just trying to get rid of the crocodile. But with time, he realized, oh, this is huge. It's very difficult to get rid of this crocodile. Very difficult. And this crocodile, or this danger, in that picnic spot, was sent by Providence himself. This is what Shukadeva Goswami says. Lord has personally sent this. We'll discuss why. But more importantly, when Gajendra was caught like this, and he was trying his best to get rid of the crocodile, any guesses what were the wives doing? So many wives were standing there. What they were doing? Only thing that they were doing is crying. Looking at the husband, he was distressed. He was the shelter. And now he himself is in a very precarious condition. They all started crying. Gajendra's friends were also there. What were they doing? They should help, yes. Friend in need is friend indeed, yes. All of them, they were there around. They were trying to pull Gajendra from behind. Can you imagine many elephants trying their best to pull Gajendra? But guess what? None of them were successful. No elephant was successful. Now Gajendra is alone. Gajendra is alone. Before, everyone was there with him. When there was a picnic time, everyone was there. Everyone was enjoying. Now no one has any guts to go near the crocodile, to attack the crocodile. All of them are standing on the shore. Wives are shedding tears. And friends are lamenting that we are not able to help. And Gajendra is alone. And here comes a description. It says, Gajendra was fighting with this crocodile to get rid of the crocodile. And this fight went on and on. Days after days, weeks after weeks, months after months, years after years. And I was shocked to read the number. For 1,000 years, Gajendra is fighting with this crocodile. And what was the fight all about? Gajendra is trying to take the crocodile out on the land, and the crocodile is pulling Gajendra in the water. Here we have an animal, the land animal, and one is the water one. And both of them are trying their best. But unfortunately, Gajendra was there in the middle of the lake, no? How much can you go out? So most of the time, Gajendra was there in the water, and crocodile was there in the water. Now when Gajendra is in the water, crocodile is in the water, we should also ask this question. Who are these entities in the past? Because whenever we hear something in Srimad Bhagavatam, always remember there's always a past of each entity. Who was this Gajendra? Who was this crocodile? And Shukadeva Goswami, he describes so beautifully. Shukadeva Goswami says, the crocodile was a very, very beautiful Gandharva, and his name was Hu. What was his name? Yes, that was the name. Hu. Hu. Now see, the crocodile, Gandharva, very beautiful personality. He sings very melodiously. very sweet voice. And naturally, when the person is handsome, is able to sing very nicely, he'll have other females also around attracted. Now, this person was enjoying in waters, like Gajendra was enjoying. He was enjoying in waters with these females. And there was one rishi who was taking bath. अभी हु को क्या हुआ पता नहीं. एक अलग जोश. Maybe the girls were there around, he wanted to impress. You know what he did? He went below the waters and he pulled that rishi down. And his name is Devala Rishi. In Bhagavad Gita, we have Devala's name mentioned. Asito Devalo Vyasa. So when Arjuna is glorifying Krishna, Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Majam Vibhum. So that after this shloka, where he glorified Krishna saying, Oh Lord, you're Parabrahman, you're Pavitra, you're all pure. And after glorifying all this, so Arjuna says, these are not my words. I have full confidence this is you. But then these are the words of great sages. And he listed down the names of the sages. Asita, Devala, Vyasa, Narada, and all of them. One of them is Devala. So this Devala Rishi was there in the waters and he pulled Devala Rishi down. And Devala, he said, since you want to act like a crocodile, I curse you, you become a crocodile. Now he was Gandharva Raj for your information. He was not some ordinary Gandharva. He was king of all the Gandharvas. He started getting goosebumps. Crocodile. I'm such a beautiful Gandharva. No more I'll be able to sing. What about all this opulence? Immediately fell at the feet of Devala. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please deliver me from this curse. And the best part, whenever there's a curse given, it cannot be taken back. It cannot be taken back. So Devala said, no problem, you'll become a crocodile. But there'll be king of the elephants who will come. At that time, you catch his lotus feet. Don't leave him. Don't leave him. At that time, the Supreme Lord will come to bless Gajendra. You will also get blessings. Now here comes the question, why he said catch his feet? Because Gajendra in his previous life was a great devotee. And this devotee's name was Indradyumna. Indradyumna. Again, a very wonderful thing to note. Such a great king, Indradyumna. Huge kingdom, huge opulence. But then when it was the right time, Indradyumna said, better now I quit my responsibilities and I take to full-time devotional service. Bas bhakti karna aur kuch nahi. This is the system which is given in our Vedic scriptures. After a certain age, the person should not reside at one's own home. That does not mean he goes to neighbor's home. Yes. It means he goes out for a Tirth Yatra. Because there is a preparation time that is given. How do we understand what preparation time aa gaya hai? How do we understand? Any idea? So when you look into the mirror and you see white hair, that's the time. That's the time. That's the time to color the hair. Yes. And see, this is what is the most precarious condition in Kali Yuga. Lord has made a natural arrangement to give us different alarms. Beta, time up, bhakti karo. But in Kali Yuga, we have found different ways to switch off and snooze the alarm. Yes. We color it off. We apply various creams and this and that. Then we put teeth also. अरे बाबा वो सब गिरना चाहिए, गिरना ही है. But unfortunately, since there's no knowledge from scriptures, so what happens? No, I want to remain young. And people feel very nice. Say someone is celebrating 50th birthday and people say, कितना साल हुआ आपको? 50? अरे आप तो लगते ही नहीं हो. आप तो 30 के लगते हो. And the person is so happy, oh, thank you very much. So unfortunate. I think all the Yamadutas will be laughing, useless fellow. मरने का time आ गया and this person is saying thank you very much. So therefore, nature has given us various signals. Now this is the preparation time. And what is the preparation all about? The preparation is all about remembering the Lord 24/7. Therefore, there is a point when people retire. Even when government says that you should retire, people are like, no, give me more chance. I'll prove myself. No, you're supposed to retire. And do what? Practice. Practice to remember the Lord 24/7. Why is it so? Because Mrityu Kal can come at any time. Yes, it can come at any time. And we have to be prepared for that phase of life. Because at the time of death, what do we remember is going to decide our next life. Obviously, what to talk about those people who say there's only one life, there's no point of discussing with them. But little brain substance and they'll understand by observing things around that there's a next life. And if I don't prepare now, I have to suffer the next one. And Indradyumna was very intelligent. Because people in the past would read Shastra. And he decided, what's the point of staying in the big kingdom? Obviously, everything is there to enjoy, but then no. Let me quit. Indradyumna, he went to a forest on Malaya hills. And there he started doing his tapasya. He had his bhajan kutir. He was busy chanting the holy names all the time. But one day, Agastya Rishi came to his place. Agastya Rishi comes with all his disciples. Now what happened is, our Indradyumna Maharaj, or I should say sage Indradyumna now, he was closing his eyes and he was in deep meditation chanting the holy names. Not like us. Little bit sound and we are so disturbed looking around. What happened? He was busy chanting the holy names. Just imagine Agastya Muni has come with so many disciples and still Indradyumna is not disturbed. He's absorbed, completely absorbed. But Agastya Rishi took it as an offense. Agastya said, I have come and this person is sitting like an animal here. You become the dumbest animal. You become an elephant. This was the curse that was given to him. Now, therefore, we understand very clearly. He gave the curse and he left. Indradyumna was not affected. Indradyumna was okay. He was okay. But he became a dull elephant. And this Gajendra is none other than the previous life Indradyumna. Indradyumna, such a great devotee, he has become an elephant. And therefore, Devala Rishi told the crocodile, don't leave the lotus feet of the devotee. Lord will come. Lord will come to deliver him, tera bhi uddhar ho jayega. So this was the instruction that was given. And therefore we see the crocodile. Who was the crocodile? Who? Oh, okay. Who? The Gandharva. And here is Indradyumna. And both don't know what they are in the past. And both are fighting. Tell me, who was losing the strength and who was gaining the strength with time? Crocodile. You're correct. Crocodile was gaining the strength with time. It was becoming even more enthusiastic. Physical strength was increasing. Looks like he was holding Gajendra's feet and in between he would take some fishes and put it in the mouth. Looks like. His energy was all stable. His sensual power was increasing. All the senses were becoming strong. But look at this terrestrial animal, Gajendra, in the waters, he was just losing all the power. His mental strength, his physical strength, all his senses, they're all deteriorating, unfortunately. This particular shloka, Srila Prabhupada writes a very wonderful comment. Prabhupada says, this fight is similar to our fight. Gajendra is fighting with crocodile. But Gajendra is there in crocodile's territory. We all are fighting. We are fighting with Maya. And whose territory we are in? Are you sure we are in Maya's territory? Yes. Everyone? Now people are thinking, I don't know who this Maya is. In the Maya's territory. And one point which every devotee has to understand is, as soon as we start practicing devotional service, we challenge Maya. I will not be in your clutches anymore. And Maya is thinking, Acha bacha, how will you leave? I'm not going to leave you. From so many lifetimes you have been my servant, and suddenly you'll go out of my clutches. You will invite the Lord, do altar installation, worship every day, you'll escape. What will happen? So every time a devotee renders devotional service, specifically those who are preachers, who preach from Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam to others, all the Bhakti Riksha leaders, sector servants, circle servants, everyone here, Maya takes special interest in their life. Bada preach kar raha hai sabko. You will take all of them away from my clutches. I'll catch you. I'll catch you. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada, he says that every single devotee has declared a war against Maya. And now in this war, one thing that the devotee is supposed to do, Prabhupada writes, the devotee should keep oneself very fit, strong, enthusiastic, and the senses should be also strong. What does that mean? Prabhupada writes, they must therefore place themselves in a normal condition of life. We should situate ourselves in whichever Varna Ashrama we are in, do our duties accordingly. And specifically for all of us, one thing is, stay in the association of devotees. If we are in the association of devotees, it will be easy to fight with Maya. Otherwise, very, very difficult. She'll not fight. She'll just show, see, you're the only alien. Look at everyone around. They're all normal people. You are the only alien. You see, why don't you also become normal? And then Maya's agents will come, friends, relatives, etc. They'll also try to counsel us. And you know what? If you're alone, Maya will be successful. She's a very wonderful counselor. She convinces the person and she makes him normal. And what does the normal mean? Stuck in the cycle of birth and death forever. This is Maya. Therefore, Prabhupada is saying, situate yourself in a very normal position. It means do your duties, execute devotional service, and specifically stay in the association of devotees. Very, very important. Now, when this entire fight was going on, Gajendra, he was thinking, is a great elephant. I can just get rid of this crocodile anyways. But Gajendra, at one point he realized, looks like I'm going to die. Looks like I'm going to die. I'm losing my strength. I'm becoming weak. I don't think for a long time I can stay here in the waters fighting with this crocodile. Danger is imminent. The death is for sure now. At this point, Gajendra started thinking, looks like this is my karma. And immediately Gajendra got wonderful realization. Very, very wonderful realization. Please repeat. Namam ime nyataya aturam gajah kuta karanyah prabhavanti mochitum grahena pashena vidhaturavrito pya aham chatam yami paramparayanam. Gajendra now is looking around and he's saying, Ime Gaja, all these my friends, my relatives, my wives, Nyataya, Ime Gajaha Nyataya, Namam Aturam Mochitum Prabhavanti. They couldn't rescue me from this danger. They're not able to rescue me from this danger. Kutha Karanya. What to talk about my wives who are standing there and crying from so long? How can they save me when these great elephants are not able to save me? Vidhaturavrito. Looks like this is by the will of the providence. I'm stuck. Grahena pashena. I've been attacked by this crocodile. So what should I do now? Gajendra is asking himself. And he only is answering, Aham cha tam yami paramparayanam. Now I should take shelter of that personality whose shelter everyone takes. The shelter of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here comes a wonderful realization. See, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says there are 4 categories of people who take his shelter, who approach him. Please repeat. Chaturvida bhajante ma jana sukritino arjuna artho jigyasurartharthi jnani cha bharatarshabha. So there are 4 categories of people who come to Krishna. Who are these 4 categories? First he says artho. Artho means distressed. समझ नहीं आ रहा है क्या करूं, इतना problems. Oh Lord, please help me. And in the movies and all, you might have seen, oh, ghanti baja baja ke, please help me, please. That is the scene. Distressed. Second is artharthi. I want something. I want wealth. I want luxury. I go to the Lord. Oh Lord, please give me. Please give me. Artharthi. Jigyasu. I'm very inquisitive to know about the Lord. Who is he? Where does he stay? What does he do? How can he go? How can I also go to him and serve him? Jnani, who's actually searching for Krishna. Kahan hai Bhagwan? He's searching. So if I ask the crowd here today, in which category we belong to? Artho, Artharthi, Jigyasu, Jnani. Distressed, or I'm approaching the Lord because I want something, Artharthi. Jnani, I'm searching for the Lord. Yes. You're Jigyasu? You're inquisitive? Inquisitive, okay. वो बच्चे के जीवन में क्या distress रहेगा? Maximum crowd, at least when I meet, they say that I was so distressed. The life cornered me, and in that corner I found the Lord. Yes. In distress, remembering the Lord is what is normally that takes place. And here we understand Gajendra belongs to this category. He belongs to the category of distressed. And now, in this state of being distressed, he is remembering the Supreme Lord. Prabhupada writes a very wonderful thing. He says, we may struggle for existence as far as our intelligence allows, and may try to take care of ourselves, but unless the Supreme Lord, Krishna, ultimately saves us from danger, our attempts will be useless. And specifically, Prahlad Maharaj, to help all of us understand, he gives us some examples. When Lord Narasimha appeared, Prahlad is offering prayers. And Prahlad says, please repeat. Balasya neha sharanam pitaro narsimha narthasya chagadan udanvati majjato no taptasya tat pratividhir ya ihanjasheshthas Tavad vibho tanubhritam tvadupekshitanam. Very beautiful prayer. Prahlad Maharaj is praying to Narasimhadev and he is saying, oh Lord, if you reject someone, if you don't care for someone, uska kuch nahi ho sakta. Kuch nahi ho sakta uska. He gives 3 examples. He says, Balasya neha sharanam pitarah. Oh Lord, if you reject someone, say a child, he is there with his parents. But still, if the child is dying, parents cannot save the child. Then second example he gives. There are best of the best doctors available, best of the best medicines available, but oh Lord, if you decide no one can save that person, he will die. Then he gives third example. And he says, oh Lord, a person is drowning in the river or in the ocean. A boat might be standing beside with the boatman, but still he will not be able to save the drowning man. Oh Lord, only by your mercy people can be saved. And isn't that a fact? Yes. I heard this in one of the lectures. I think it was on the river Ganga, if I'm not wrong. So there were people traveling in the boat. And there was a kid who was putting his hand in the waters. He's playing. But very unfortunately, a crocodile caught the hand and he's pulling. Parents are pulling from the other side. And the boatman is saying that leave the child or else the entire boat will topple. And finally, you know what the parents did? They left the child. Can you imagine? Parents were there. The boat was there, but still the child was dead. And that's a fact. It has to happen. It will happen. Very unfortunate. Yes. And that's what here we understand. Only if the Lord wants to save, then the person will be saved. And those people who have complete faith on this statement, they are very carefree. भगवान देख लेंगे. एक तो है डायलॉग, भगवान देख लेंगे. और दूसरा है श्रद्धा, faith. Conviction, भगवान देख लेंगे. Therefore, it is described, राखे कृष्ण मारे कृष्ण राखे के. If Krishna wants to protect, who in this world can kill? But if Krishna wants to kill, who in this world can protect? And here Gajendra could understand very clearly that this is my situation. This is exactly my situation. There's another very important thing which Gajendra is thinking. This is the wonderful realization of Gajendra. He's thinking, Supreme Personality of Godhead, not many people know about him. But I know. What do I know about him? He's very powerful and influential. Gajendra is thinking to himself. Therefore, although the serpent of eternal time, which is fearful in force, endlessly chases everyone, ready to swallow him, if one who fears this serpent seeks shelter of the Lord gives him protection. And who is this Lord? Mrityor Mrityam Namamyaham. The one who is fear personified for fear. Even the death runs away looking at the Lord. When I was reading the shloka today morning, I was thinking, I remembered an analogy that was given a long time back. When the child takes birth, newborn child, the situation is the child has taken birth and the python has come very close to the child and it has caught the feet of the child. That's the situation. And every year when the child celebrates, Happy birthday to you, the python goes even closer. Now it was only maybe the foot. Now the knees have also gone inside. And the waist. And when people celebrate some big numbers and say that I've crossed this number, I've lived on this planet for so long, the python has swallowed them already till here. And you know what? Each one of us, we are in this situation. Therefore, the question that is asked on one's birthday or whatever, people ask, how old are you? Has anyone asked us how young you are? How old are you? And Prabhupada says that even a baby who is born, when we ask how old he is 1 hour old. Means he has become old now, 1 hour. 1 year old, and so on and so forth. And here we understand very clearly that as we are proceeding in our life, there is this invisible python that is gulping us with time. But unfortunately, if those people who are always in ignorance, thinking everything is good, there's no problem. They are the ones who will repent at the time of death. Ki preparation nahi kiya. I didn't prepare. Yes. And what is this preparation all about? Preparation is all about understanding that Lord is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is my permanent shelter. Baki sab temporary. Everything is temporary. And see, Lord is so merciful. He gives us the experience of how everything is temporary. There are times when things are snatched away from us. And like small kids from whom the toys are snatched away, we also cry. Chala gaya, chala gaya, chala gaya. But then we are again like those small kids who get another toy and again we are happy. Therefore, it's a very important point to note, each one of us, this realization, there's only one permanent shelter and that is Lord Shri Krishna. He is that permanent shelter. Lord is our permanent shelter and we have to take his shelter. And here Gajendra, suddenly he got this realization and he took shelter of the Lord. How he got this realization suddenly? His previous life? When I first time read that Indradyumna Maharaj was such a great devotee and he got cursed and became an animal, I felt, what is this? This injustice. This Rishi, who was the Rishi? Agastya. Why did he curse? Oh, bichar meditation mein tha. He was busy. Why did he curse? And I was struggling with this doubt. And I was very happy to know that it was Lord's plan. Itna acha devotee hai. Why is to stay for many lifetimes on this planet? Chalo, ek life, become elephant and go back home back to Godhead. So here, by the mercy of the Lord, Gajendra, even in an animal body, remembers his past life as Indradyumna. Do you remember any other personality who remembered his past life in animal body? Bharat Maharaj. 3 lives of Bharat. In the deer body, Bharat Maharaj is remembering. अरे मैं तो भावा stage तक आ गया था. Now I'm in deer body. Such a useless person I am. And he became very, very serious even in deer body. And here Gajendra, in that great danger, he started offering prayers. अब ये prayers कहाँ से सीखा इसने? And Prabhupada writes, now Gajendra was in danger. And although he was in the body of other than that of a human being, he remembered the stotra he chanted in his previous life. To enable one to achieve perfection, Krishna gives one the chance to remember him again. This is proved here. For although the king of elephants, Gajendra, was put in danger, this was a chance for him to remember his previous devotional activities so that he could immediately be rescued by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Waste nahi jata kuch bhi. No satsang that we attend is waste. No time when we are sitting for kirtan chanting the holy names is waste. It's all investment. And I must say this, permanent investment. You believe it or no, we have a case study here. Previous life he memorized shlokas. And this life as elephant, he is getting benefit. And on this Prabhupada writes, it is imperative therefore that all devotees in Krishna consciousness practice chanting some mantra. All of us know anyways one mantra. What is that? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I heard a very nice case study which gave me a lot of goosebumps. In some temple, one of our ISKCON temple, so there was one devotee who met with a very severe accident. To an extent that this devotee was not able to remember anyone. He was not able to remember his family members. Doctors are asking, who is this? Who is this? He's not able to remember. He's saying, I don't know. But this devotee, he remembered one thing, which he would do every day. Going to temple and chanting Hare Krishna on beats. This he never stopped. मतलब किसके घर पे रह रहा हूँ वो भी उसको पता नहीं है. But he knows that I have to walk from here to that place and sit there and chant Hare Krishna on beats. He was able to do that every day. One case study that happened here in Bangalore, one of our devotees in Bangalore. A lady, a Mataji, she met with an accident and her kids were bought. Because see, for a mother, kids are the most cherished entities in this world. They can forget anyone, but they cannot forget kids. Kids were brought in front. And the doctor is asking, who is this? And you know what that Mata is saying? Hari Bol. Husband, Hari Bol. And then it was asked, who is your spiritual master? And she named the spiritual master and she chanted the pranam mantra of the spiritual master, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra also. Yes. मतलब घर वाले सबको भूल गए, लेकिन she remembered. When I was reading these case studies, hearing these case studies, I saw the video also of that Mataji. I was thinking, those who take shelter of the Lord, Krishna will never cheat that person, never. And here we have a case study. Indradyumna, in past life, he did some bhakti. And in this life as Gajendra, he is remembering the shlokas that he memorized in the past life. And therefore, Prabhupada is saying, one should chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Along with that, one should also memorize other mantras. And specifically, he lists down Chintamani Prakara. the Brahma Samhita prayers, the entire prayer of Namaste Narasimhaya. And Prabhupada is writing, of course, a devotee should try to perfect his Krishna consciousness in this life. For simply by understanding Krishna and his instructions, after giving up this body, one can return home back to Godhead. Even if there is some fall down, practice of Krishna consciousness never goes in vain. Never. Even if it slip, Krishna is there to hold. Always remember this. Now, Gajendra, he chanted 28 shlokas. 28. And these 28 shlokas are very, very deep. Every shloka we can have a class for 2 hours very easily. And these 28 shlokas, Gajendra is not just saying, please save me, please save me. Gajendra is glorifying the Lord. First, he glorifies the characteristics of the Lord and how supremely powerful he is. Then he glorifies who is qualified to realize the Supreme Lord. Then he glorifies how does the Lord appear? What are the different ways in which the Lord appears? Then he also establishes that Supreme Lord is the only permanent shelter. And see, Gajendra in his prayers is saying, what are the obstacles in realizing the Supreme Lord? That also he mentions. In short, he says, material attachments are the obstacles to advance in spiritual life. And then he also mentions the unlimited potency of the Lord. He mentions the various ways people worship the Lord. And finally, in last few shlokas, last 4 shlokas to be more specific, he says, how to take shelter of the Lord, and he is praying for the shelter of the Lord. Now in this way, he offers all these prayers. Now something very wonderful happens. Please repeat everyone. Evam Gajendram Upavarnita Nirvishesham Brahmadayo Vividhalinga Bhidabhimanaha Naite Yadopasasripur Nikhilatmakatvat Tatrakhila Maramayo Hariravirasi. So here, he's offering prayers to Supreme Lord. And Devatas are also coming there. But specifically here it is given Vividha Linga Bheda Bhidabhimana. See, all the Devatas, they have the specific characteristics. So when you're offering prayers, then you speak about those characteristics. But Gajendra didn't speak. Say for example, if we have to address Brahma, we might say, oh, that personality who has Swan as the carrier. And say if you want to address Indra, oh, the one who has Airavat as the carrier. But then Gajendra didn't say all this. He didn't say that, oh, king of the Swarga and so on and so forth. He's just talking about Supreme Lord. And specifically in one shloka, Gajendra, he sort of offends all these Devatas also. He says this, please repeat. Yasya Brahmadayo Deva Veda Lokas Charachara Nama Rupa Vibhedena Falgya Cha Kalaya Krita. So he's saying Brahma Adi, all the Devi Devatas, oh Lord, they are your very, very minor parts and parcels. They're all your minor expansions. Now all the Devatas are thinking, Hum chote? We're chutku? This Gajendra, he's praising the Supreme Lord and he's calling us to be very small. And all the Devatas are saying, okay, he's praising the Supreme Lord. Let Supreme Lord come and say, Hum to nahi karenge kuch. Because anyways, he's not calling out to us. And at that point, they all start saying, Bhagwan nahi aate itna jaldi. Lord will not come. And this Gajendra has to die. And they all left. I don't know if I shared this. This happened with me. I was in Vrindavan, traveling from Vrindavan to Govardhan. मैं ऑटो में था. And this auto driver had played some music, and that was glorifying some personality. I don't know who the personality was. But one thing I could understand was the bass music was all DJ. And asking, "Arey, band karo isko, bhajan lagao kuch." So at that time he said, "Ye bhajan hi aapko samajh nahi aa raha hai." He started shouting at me. And then he saw my attire. My friend was also there with me with tilak. He started saying, "ये हमेशा राधा कृष्ण करते रहते हो? नहीं आएंगे तुम्हें बचाने वो." क्या बोल रहा है वृंदावन में? नहीं आएंगे तुम्हें बचाने वो. Actually, many people feel, and somehow our Lord's image is like that जल्दी नहीं आते भगवान. And that's what these devtas are also saying. नहीं आएंगे वो, ये मरेगा, ये गजेंद्र मरेगा. हमें नहीं बुला रहा, हम तो इधर ही है. एक बार बोल देता, हे इंद्र, हे ब्रह्मा, बचा लो. We would have saved you. But no, he didn't say he has to die. He has to die. And since all these devatas, they were thinking like this, and they're leaving one by one, the Paramatma in the hearts of all the devatas, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, who is like the root, and all these devatas are like the leaves and fruits and flowers on the tree. That root heard. Two things he heard. He heard the prayers of Gajendra. He also heard how negligent all these devatas were and how they are feeling offended. He heard both. And at that point, the Supreme Lord, sitting on the Garuda, he started coming towards Gajendra. And specifically here it is described. Gajendra is there in the water. He is offering prayers. He's just putting his head up and he's calling out to the Lord. And at that time he sees the Lord is coming. He's there on Garuda. The same thing, we hear in the life of Tukaram Maharaj, a great saint from Maharashtra. His writings are very wonderful. Those are called as Abhangas. Few lines which conveys a lot of message. Towards the end, the Abhangas that he wrote, in that specifically, the time when he is going to leave this world, he is telling everyone, he's singing, that here comes Garuda, he's flapping his wings, don't be fearful. I know he'll not harm anyone, he is Garuda, he has come to take me. And then he's telling everyone there around, you know what he was telling? Ami jato amucha ghari amsa ram ram ghyava. I am going to my eternal abode, my father's abode. Please accept my greetings. I am going back. This was the thing which Gajendra saw. Gajendra is seeing Garuda is coming and Lord is sitting on Garuda, holding Shankh, Chakra, Gada, Padma. And Garuda is coming closer and closer. At that time, our Gajendra, you know what he did? Immediately he saw around there were some flowers. No? Which flowers were there?
Lotus.
Golden lotus. Therefore, I described so much about golden lotus. Because these golden lotus, he picked up and he offered it to the Lord. As soon as he saw, and while offering that, he loudly shouted, please repeat, Narayana Akhila Guru!
Narayana Akhila Guru!
Bhagavan Namaste!
Bhagavan Namaste!
He's saying, oh Narayana! Oh Akhila Guru! I don't think I need to explain these meanings now. Bhagavan! Namaste, please accept my obeisance. You finally come. You finally come to save me. And he's offering the lotus flowers. Now at this point, Gajendra is looking at the Lord. But there was a point when Lord is looking at Gajendra. And Lord looked at Gajendra's precarious situation. And Garuda he's flying pretty fast. We cannot imagine Garuda's speed. He's flying pretty fast, but then the Lord felt, this Garuda is so slow. Lord jumped off Garuda. And there he picked Gajendra up, holding his trunk. And then immediately, by the left hand, he picked up with the left hand. See, these details are given in the Shastra. With the left hand, he picked up Gajendra. And with the right hand, he released the Sudarshan Chakra. Because when he picked up Gajendra, so along with Gajendra, the part and parcel, the crocodile was also there. Crocodile was not leaving the lotus feet. Crocodile was very intelligent. He knows, मेरा उद्धार होके रहेगा, बस नहीं छोड़ना है, कुछ भी नहीं छोड़ना है. Gajendra was picked. Crocodile is still there at the feet. And Lord released Sudarshan. And Sudarshan cut the mouth of the crocodile. And Gajendra was released. Immediately, as soon as Sudarshan went and cut the crocodile and the crocodile was killed, immediately a very wonderful personality came out and his name was who? Yes, who? Who came out? The Gandharva came out and he was so dazzling in his features. He was so effulgent. He looked at the Lord. He offered his pranams. He circumambulated the Lord and took Lord's leave and he went back to his Gandharva Loka. I have a question. What happened to Gajendra? Lord personally touched him. Lord personally held him. And therefore it is described, Gajendra, who had 4 legs, now he had a beautiful form with 4 hands holding Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. This is specifically called as Sarupya Mukti, technically called as Sarupya Mukti, where the devotee gets same features as that of the Lord. Same features. So in this way, Gajendra, he went back to Vaikuṇṭha and he went back to Gandharva Loka. And in this way, both of them, they were delivered. Therefore, whenever a sage is cursing, it's a blessing in disguise. It's a blessing in disguise. Agastya cursed Indradyumna, Devala cursed Huhu. And both of them, by the mercy of the sages, got darshan of the Supreme Lord. And both of them, they were delivered. Finally, at the end, those who attentively hear this entire Gajendra Moksha Katha, what will they get? Please repeat. Etan Maharaj Taverito Maya Krishnanubhavo Gaja Raja Mokshanam Swargyam Yashasyam Kalikalmashapam Duswapnanasham Kuruvarya Srinavata. When Shukadeva Goswami narrated, Parikshit Maharaj was hearing. And Shukadeva Goswami is telling Parikshit Maharaj, oh Parikshit, whoever hears this katha attentively, Parikshit, did you hear attentively? Parikshit is very attentive. The most attentive audience ever found. Very, very attentive. And he is saying that, oh Kuru Nandana, those who hear attentively this particular pastime of the Lord delivering Gajendra, multiple things he gets. First, he'll be promoted to the higher planetary systems. He'll never be troubled by various sufferings which are experienced in this Bhuloka. Second, that person will gain the reputation of being a devotee. We might say he's a devotee, that person is a devotee, but we are not devotee. We are dummy piece. Yes, we are practicing devotees. We are not devotees. But then here, just by hearing this katha, we get this designation or we get this glory. Oh, devotee. If he is hearing Gajendra katha, means he is a devotee. What is the next thing? Such a person who hears Gajendra katha, Gajendra moksha katha, he remains unaffected by the contamination of Kali Yuga. This is a very big benediction, by the way. Kali Yuga is filled with contamination and the person is free from all the contamination. And many times people say, I get bad dreams, what to do? And here is the answer. Anyone who hears Gajendra Moksha Katha, he'll never see any bad dreams. Very amazing. But when it comes to devotees, they say, bro, this is all material. Just to tell something more spiritual. And Shukadeva Goswami says, those who recite the prayers which Gajendra recited, they will naturally go back home, back to Godhead, to Goloka Vrindavan. One thing which I would like to tell here is, at the end of this katha, all these different pastimes, they're very, very purifying. And they give us a lot of hope that Lord will never cheat. Never. Each one of us, when we're investing our time in Krishna consciousness and doing bhakti, always remember we are not wasting our time, but we are investing our time. Every moment invested is counted. And who is counting? He is only counting. He remembers all the services that we render, all the services. Even today's katha, as narrated by me and heard by all of you, is counted. He remembers. He never cheats. And the best part is, whatever we render, whatever services we render, he reciprocates many, many times in return. Many, many times. We cannot count also. Therefore, whenever we get this opportunity to hear about the Lord, we should hear. Because His glories are the only ways by which we can purify ourselves. And finally, when all this was happening, all the Devi Devatas were standing. Lord ignored all of them. Because they were the ones who took offense. That you glorified the Lord, you didn't glorify us. Then all the Devi Devatas, they started offering prayers to the Lord. They showered flowers on the Lord. And you know how Lord departed from that place? He comes as a hero. He came on Garuda. Now, while going back also, he has his own style. He took his conch, Panchajanya, and he blew the conch very loudly. So Gajendra is delivered. And he got onto Garuda and he went back, taking Gajendra back home, back to Godhead. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.